Now if you look close, you're going to be able to see that there's a residue of the base plate wax stuck on the brass tube right at the end. And I've got to get that off, because if I don't, the CA glue is not going to stick there. And with this wood that I'm using, that I'm afraid is going to fly apart anyway, I want to make sure that everything is stuck together as good as possible. And I'm just going to use some sandpaper here to remove it. I used to use isopropyl alcohol, but I'm finding that this is a lot faster. So, okay now, just 5 more to go. Now a bit of an update here. I know I said I wasn't going to use the isopropyl, but I did. I thought, with the sandpaper I'm kind of smearing it around a little bit. There might be a little bit of residue left on the brass tubes. So I did. I took a paper towel with some isopropyl and wiped the brass tubes down. I don't want later on, if something goes awry, to think, if only I had done a better job of cleaning up the brass tubes. Now the idea of the pliers is just to hold this down. Don't want to accidentally squeeze on those, because I guess you know what will happen. And I'm going to use the thick. Now if you've just tuned in, you're looking at this and you're saying, oh boy, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't he know that the brass tube is supposed to be recessed inside the pen blank? Well, this is the test piece. And one of the viewers had made the comment, why don't you use that test piece for a keychain? Well, I could have, had I read his comment first. Too late. I drilled the hole this size, so now I got to use a brass tube this size. Anyway, that's the explanation for why it looks so wrong. I think on the next one I'm going to use the extra thick. This was pretty runny. Okay. Well, as it turns out, this Easy Bond, it only comes in thin, medium, and thick. As far as I know, because that's all I got. So I guess this is the thick, or extra thick. I know a couple of times I've had this seize up on me before I was through, so I don't want to be wasting a whole lot of time here, but I should have probably 30 seconds anyway. Okay. Now the curing agent. And you'll notice I only put it on one end, and the reason for that is so I can pull the elastic band out. Any CA glue that's on the inside of the brass tube on this end, the elastic band will pull it out, as long as the CA glue hasn't set up yet. And I don't think it has. There we go. Now I fully realize that this acrylic blank has absolutely nothing to do with the ebony wood. However, it kinda has a little bit to do with this project, because if you'll remember, at the very beginning of this project, back in episode number 1, I did talk about it. So there may be people that would like to see what does it look like after it's turned down, as well as me, of course. So hopefully I'll be able to show it to you at the end of this series. Anyway, that's the plan right now. All the pieces have brass tubes glued in place now, the 5 blanks and the test piece. Now I just want to wait a while, make sure that CA glue has cured all the way through right to the center of the blank. So I'm probably not going to do any turning tonight, or attempting to turn tonight. As for these little extra pieces, well, I'm going to save them. They'll obviously be good for a segmented pen or a spacer that you know where you want a nice dark piece, and anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So, we'll take a look at it tomorrow.